Hi, it's Catherine from In the Pink Designs. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and my project today is this kind of milk carton box, but it's really not. It goes right through. And I have these Halloween Oreos inside. I use the Festive Post Stamp set and the Plaid Tidings Designer Series paper, along with some basic black cardstock and pumpkin pie cardstock and Whisper White to stamp on. Okay, so all of this you can make two out of one sheet of 8.5 by 11 cardstock. All right, okay, we're going to start with a piece of cardstock that is 5.5 by 8 inches. 5.5. Okay, 8. So you can get two of these, as I said, out of one sheet. You just have to cut off your 8-inch, your 1/2 inch at the top. Okay. Now we need our Simply Score. And on the 8-inch side, we're going to score at 1/2, 3, 4 1/4, and 6 3/4. Okay, now we're going to turn it to the 5.5 inch side, and we're going to score at 1, 3 3/4, and 5. Okay, and I will link my blog below, which will have all the measurements written out for you. All right, so now we're going to fold and burnish. Okay, this is what we want it to look like when we cut it. Okay, so we're going to keep both of the flaps because these are what is going to make our top. Okay, so this time I started out actually making just a box like this, and then I had the half of the flap up, and I decided that I would like a box that had both of the flaps on it. Okay, so we're going to start with the skinny rectangle that's on the shorter side, okay? The 5.5 inch side that has the skinny rectangle, put it on the right side. And this little rectangle at the bottom, we're going to take off and we're going to wedge a little bit on the piece above it, okay? And then we're going to finish the bottom, and we're just going to cut the rectangle straight, and then the smaller pieces, just take a little wedge out of them. Now these smaller these pieces on the bottom flaps, they're a little bit shorter than the top part here because I wanted you to be able to make this with two of them out of one piece of cardstock. So these overlap, but they don't quite completely cover the bottom. I'll show you when we get to that. Okay, so I just cut all these pieces apart and wedged in the two smaller pieces. Okay, now for the top, let's turn it so that that skinny piece is now on the left-hand side. And we're going to keep our flaps straight, and we're going to get rid of this whole piece right here, which is the skinny rectangle on the other side of the piece we got rid of, okay? Okay, now, again, we're going to keep these flaps straight. And then these are our side pieces, so we're going to wedge them a little bit on each side. And then we're going to cut off that top piece because we don't need that top flap like we do on these pieces. Okay. And I can see I missed just a little piece right here. I want to get that off. All right. Okay. So now we're just going to do the wedging on this side of the side flaps. Okay. And then we're going to cut off that top piece we don't need. Okay. And now we're done. Alrighty. Now we need our detail trio punch, and we're going to round the corners of both of these top flaps, okay? Alrighty. Now we need our tear and tape. Or you could use Seal Plus too. And this skinny rectangle over here, the thinnest one, we're going to put some tear and tape right up close to the score line. Peel that off. Okay, and then we're going to fold this half of the box flat and then bring this other flap over to meet it. And that's the basic shape of your box. Okay, now for the bottom, this is our seam over here. So we'll make this the back of the box. So this is going to be the front. So this is the flap we want to put over last. So we're going to push in the side flaps and fold up this back flap, and then this flap we want to put some tear and tape on. So I think I'm going to put 2. I don't know if we really need 2, but since the flaps don't completely meet at the edge, see how they don't go all the way to the absolute edge over here on either side, because I wanted it to I needed an extra 1/4 inch to make 2 of these fit out of one sheet of paper, so I took it from the bottom where it would be standing on it so you wouldn't really notice. Okay, and we're just going to make this square as we can. Okay, so that's our box right now. Okay, now we need several pieces of designer series paper. This is the Plaid Tidings. Okay, we need 2 pieces. I didn't write it on here. I wrote it on here. 2 pieces that are 2 5/8 by 2 3/8. Okay. 2 pieces that are 2 5/8 by 1 1/8, and 3 pieces that are 2 3/8 by 1 1/8. And I will put these on my blog. Okay, we need our seal. And these will go on the front and the back main part. Okay, and then the longer ones will go on the 2 sides. just forgot to push this after I put the tear and tape on it. Okay, and then the 3 of these are going to go on the front and the back front flaps here, and I made one for the bottom. You don't have to make one for the bottom, but I wanted to since this didn't reach. This will cover up, not that anyone I think will notice that it's not exactly so this all the way over to each side, but this makes there no doubt that they don't even notice. Okay, and then we're going to put one on this flap. And one here on this flap on the back. I have a lot of glue stuck on my fingers here. Okay. Which one is our back? Because I wasn't sure where the flap was. There's the flap. So this is our front. So I got these cookies. I believe I got a giant box of them at BJ's. But you could just wrap 2 Oreos in a cellophane bag if you can't get these. Or you can put whatever other treats you would like in here. And then these fold down, and then these will come together at the top. Okay? Which one is the back? That is the back. Okay. And I didn't put this on straight, but that's okay. I'm just going to trim this a little bit. That's all right. Okay. So now what we want to do is put this to the side. Okay, and we need some of our Whisper White cardstock. And our Memento Tuxedo Black ink, and I'm using the Festive Post. I'm using the Witches brooms. Okay, alrighty. Okay, alrighty. There's our brooms. Okay, and for the sentiment piece, I already stamped it. I'll tell you the measurements for this. I stamped it first, and then I figured out, I cut it out to the measurement I wanted. And it is 1 1/4 by 3/4 of an inch. And then I just made everything else 1/8 of an inch bigger. So this is 1 3/8 by 7/8. And the black, basic black, is 1 1/2 by 1 inch. And this is pumpkin pie. That's for the sentiment, and we'll put that together later. Okay, now I have the Rectangular Postage Stamp Punch, and I'm just going to center this in here. And punch them out. Okay. And all I did on this was I took the pointy end, not the brush tip end, and I just colored in these pieces here, orange. And this is a dark pumpkin pie blend. All right. And I got my liquid glue, and I just attached this to the pumpkin pie. And the pumpkin pie piece is, I'll tell you, 1 1/2 by 2 1/8. All right, and then I used dimensionals to attach that to the black piece the basic black, which is 1 5/8 by 2 1/4. Center it off there. All right, and then I just used liquid glue to attach this to the box, and I'm just gonna, yes, this is the front. Oops. I'm gonna try to center this one nicely. Oops. Okay. All right, and now I'm just going to attach all of these with liquid glue also. And it says wishing you a happy Halloween, if I forgot to tell you that one. That one is in the same stamp set. Alrighty. Alright, now I have my crocodile, but you can use your own hole punches. And I'm just going to put 2 holes a little off the center, wrong side, and try to get these lined up nice so that it'll be good. Just squeeze them tight. Okay. I wonder if mine is getting dull because I had a problem with getting the holes out. Okay. All right, now I see what happened. Oh, darn. All right. They slid and I didn't get it in the right spot. All right, well, we'll make it work. This one looks good. Okay. Now I've got 2. All right, and I used about 2 feet of linen thread. I bent it in half and I cut it. So it's 2 1-foot pieces. And I put them through the holes. So this is kind of like a milk carton, but it's not the full milk carton. You don't have to score the diagonals and all of that, which I like. So it's much easier to explain. You don't have to go through all of the scoring diagonally, which I mean, it's good too, but this is much quicker. Alrighty. Yeah, I'm gonna have to fix this up. Just gonna pull it once. And with a smaller hole punch, I just put, I think this is 1/8 of an inch. I just put a hole in the middle of the sentiment. And I strung this on. And I tied a bow. I just kind of, I just kind of separated the bow pieces and then trim just a little bit off the side. Okay. Now to fix this, what I will probably do is I'll cut out another strip like this and just glue it over it. There's always something you can do to fix it. Okay, and for my final touch, which is in a lot of my videos, I put just a little wink of Stella on the broom pieces, just for a little bit of magic. Okay, and that's that. Alrighty. Not too hard. It goes all the way through there, but it gives the look of a skinny milk carton. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this. I will list all of the measurements on my blog that I link below, and if you would like to buy any of these products from me, my address is at the top of the screen. And I would love it if you would subscribe, and if you like this video, click the like. Thank you for spending your time with me. I will see you next time. Bye.